Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars: A Smuggler's Tale, Session 3 here on Solo Spelunking. And just a quick recap. Last time Galen Ryder fought off a pirate attack and tried to open the canisters to inspect the cargo. It didn't really work out. And while he was on his way back to the planet, he was intercepted, you could say, by planetary security, who, after a short verbal exchange, insisted on escorting him down to the surface to inspect his ship due to some irregular readings of his ion drive, which are of course caused by the ion gun damage that he sustained. So now we are picking up our game as Galen Ryder is slowly approaching the planetary surface through the atmosphere, escorted to the right and to the left by two planetary security vessels. And while we are descending towards the planet, I think it is time now to determine exactly what kind of planet the Laroom system, or the planet Laroom and the Laroom system, actually is. So I will roll again on my Planet World Tech table and just for or as a reminder, we're in the mid-rim right now. So we traveled from the outer rim into the mid-rim. So we're in the mid-rim region. And, 8. A hidden pirate, smuggler, or rebel base. Alright, so I keep that in mind as a secondary world tag. And let's roll another one. 9. Oh, a metropolitan trade hub. All right, so this fits perfectly. So it's a metropolitan trade hub, which also contains a hidden, either pirate, smuggler, or rebel base or rebel cell. I think it would make sense from the story so far that it's a smuggler's base, because I was tasked to deliver 20 tons of cargo without going through customs, so one might suspect that it's a smuggler's base or a smuggler ring operating here, but we will see. First, let's make some notes. Alright, so the Laroom system. It is a metropolitan trade hub. But it also contains, or features, sounds better, features a hidden, alright, so let's say it's a smuggler space, a hidden smuggler's base, and we need to determine some dominant terrain as well. Let's roll 1d10 again on our dominant planetary terrain table. 1. Alright, fertile plains and grasslands. Okay. And we will combine this with urban terrain because it's a metropolitan trade hub. So actually it features very large cities, but not as large as like Coruscant or Nar Shaddaa, where you basically have a planet-wide city. Just say we got like maybe 5 or 6 very large planetary cities with populations into the millions. Let's say we got like 2d6 planetary cities. All right, so that's 9. So we have 9. Just make some quick notes. So we got 9 very large cities, and they are connected by a monorail system. Which allows very fast travel between those planetary cities. So they're also concentrated on one main continent, and the other areas of the planet are largely untouched by human civilizations, so they feature large and fertile plains and also provide food for the inhabitants. Connected by monorail system, located on major continent, and the rest of the planet has fertile plains and grassland. All right, so now I have a pretty good idea. Okay. Yeah, so we are descending towards the atmosphere, and as we're descending, space traffic actually, or air traffic actually increases. Doesn't take long until it is organized into structured patterns, just like when you watch a Star Wars movie and you see all these traffic patterns flying through Coruscant, but not on such an immense scale. But still, it is flowing in an orderly and regulated manner. And yeah, actually the sight is pretty impressive. So as I descend through the cloud barrier, I can see this huge sprawling city which features skyscrapers and very exotic architecture and modern architecture, and it's basically a huge sprawl covering a very large area. And from this huge sprawls, little or massive tube-like structures are branching off in different directions. This is the monorail system I was talking about. And the spaceport is located at the outskirts, at the southern outskirts of the city. We are heading for the planetary capital. It is called, let's say we are in the Laroom system, so it is Laroom Prime, the planetary capital. So the capital city, and it has around, let me see, 2d10 million people living there. All right, 5 and 7. So it's an 12 and around 12 million residents. Residents live there. All right, so this is where we are headed. We are heading for a docking bay reserved for official security use, basically. So it's just like you would imagine a docking bay. It's a round structure which features an open ceiling, you could say, where you can just land, and it's got some refueling facilities, repair facilities, and it is actually large enough to to house my YT-1300 and the two security vessels. So this is where we're headed, a docking bay at the capital city, Laroom Prime Starport. All right, so while we're descending, of course, I think about how to get out of this. And since I was brought up in a corporate environment and I'm pretty familiar with the logistic business, what I try to do is, I'm also very familiar with, of course, regulations, cargo manifests, and tariffs, taxes, and whatnot. So what I'm trying to do while we're descending pretty slowly. On my data pad, I'm trying to whip up some quick documents, like a forgery, basically, but a very crude one, to create the impression that I have some sort of actually formal cargo manifest and that everything is in order. I don't know if I will need it, but I'm going to try it. So I get out my data pad, and I still got some forms from our or standardized forms that are used in logistic businesses. So I'm trying to whip up something real quick, basically create a crude forgery. It is not easy because I'm pressed for time. I don't have much time and I don't really have the proper tools. So I will decide I have to roll with disadvantage, and I will use intelligence for this. So I will just make an intelligence ability check and note the result, and then we will see if this is examined, if it holds up. So they would need to beat the result that I got when I create this improvised forgery. So this is what I am doing. Alrighty, so let's take my lucky die, which was this one, I think, where I also scored a critical hit. And also let's take we are a suspicious bunch, role players, we blame it all on the dice. So let's take this one right here. All right, so these two, and I have disadvantage, which means I have to use the lower result, and I get to add +3 for my intelligence. Come on. It's only a 2. God damn. All right. So, but what can you expect if you are pressed for time and don't really have the necessary tools? So, I whip up a quick forgery. And I call it a quality rating. Quality 5. Okay, so better than nothing, I guess. Maybe I won't need it. All right. So after this is done, or I'm done just in time, because when I'm done, we sit down in the docking bay. All right. So the security officers, they exit their patrol craft and head for my boarding ramp, which I of course lower, and I will greet them at the ramp. Welcome, officers. That was really not necessary, but I will comply, of course, with all your instructions. So if you really feel the need to inspect my ship, I can assure you that you will find everything in perfect order and condition. Yeah, we will see about that. First, we need to see some ID to see if your registration and license and everything is in order. Of course. All right, so I hand over my fake ID. So this will be the first real test. And I decide that this fake ID also has a quality rating. And this quality rating basically determines if it passes an inspection. Of course, it's got a higher quality because I actually purchased it from a professional forger. So I will say that it has a base quality of 12 plus 1d6. So I will determine this now. And this will be the quality of my fake ID. I will note it down, or I will note it on my character sheet. And whenever I'm required to show my ID, I will use this quality. So please, please give me a good result now. So it's 12 plus 1d6. Come on. Ooh. And like I said, let the dice fall as they may. Come on, please, 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 please. 4, yeah, not too bad. So it's got a quality rating of 16, which, since it's Knave, means they need to get a 17 or higher to spot any irregularities. So I noted down Q for quality, QR quality rating 16. Actually not too bad. It's actually pretty good. All right, quality rating of 16. Okay. So now the security officer is inspecting it and also putting it in some sort of reading device. And now I need to make a check to see if he or if the ID holds up. So I'm going to rule that this will be a wisdom ability check for the security guard, because wisdom is like intuition and perceptiveness and awareness. So it's not really academic training that comes into play here, but more intuition and a hunch. So I'm going to make an ability check, and I hope that I don't get 17 or higher. But first I need to determine this guy's wisdom modifier, and I will say I will just use the same system I would use for a player character. So I will use 3d6, take the lowest one, and this is the security guard's wisdom modifier, ability modifier. So I need to get lucky once more. Please, come on, please, 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 please. Yes, yes, yes. 1, 2, 3, which means it's only a 1. Alrighty, but it's still not a safe bet. So this security guy, he's got a wisdom ability modifier of +1, and he's inspecting my fake ID with a quality rating of 16. Oh, please. Yes. 8 plus 1 is 9, so below 10 even. Yeah, so maybe his experience is more in the piloting area than in the document inspection area. So he just gives my fake ID a quick, but a quick look. And yeah, it seems everything checks out. Well, looks like your license and registration and ID at least checks out. So that's one good thing. Now let us just take a quick look at your ship. Well, of course, officers, but please, I hope you don't mind me asking, why exactly do you want to inspect my ship? I mean, you asked me if I noticed anything unusual in the area. I said no. And I mean, I could perfectly explain those energy readings because I had some drive problems, malfunctions. And so what do you expect actually to find on my ship? You will see that everything is in order. Well, if everything is in order, it shouldn't be a problem just to take a quick look at your ship. Yeah, all right. Okay, so then be my guest and take a look. So I walk up the ramp, and I let them follow. And at the end of the ramp, at the top, I just make an inviting gesture and let them pass. And while they pass me, just to be safe, I will set my blaster pistol to stun while it's still in the holster. So if they're not looking or distracted or inspecting whatever, I try to switch my blaster pistol to stun just in case. You never know. Okay, so yeah, they take a quick look at the cockpit, and then of course they want to see the cargo hold. So what do you have in your cargo hold? Nothing spectacular, just 20 tons of consumer electronics. Consumer electronics? I thought you were visiting a relative. Yes, I am, but I'm also a tramp freighter pilot, as you can see. And like my grandfather always said and told me, never travel with an empty cargo hold. There's always credits to be made, cargo that needs to be transported and moved. And so I decided while I'm visiting a relative, I might as well get something out of this trip. And of course, I will take some cargo. Perfectly legal and fine drop point delivery contract. You will find nothing amiss. Alright, so if there's nothing amiss, you probably got all the required papers too for this cargo. Of course I do. Here on my pad is my manifest. And I show them the manifest, but I'm basically reluctant to hand the datapad over, so I just try to get by giving them just a quick glance. Well, you already found my registration in order, so here's my manifest. You will find nothing amiss, but I can tell you right now I can't open these crates because I'm just a contractor, the deliverer. Of course, the cargo owner, he made some security precautions and the canisters are locked and I don't have the access codes. I'm just transporting them. Yeah, all right. Let me make a charisma ability check. If I get by sort of weaseling my way through this inspection without them taking a thorough look at the cargo manifest. So let's say I'm trying to think of a reasonable DC here now. Let's say 10. Let's say it's a little bit more difficult than average. So I would say it's a DC of 11, which of course in Knave means I need to get a 12 because I gotta get over the DC and my charisma is +2. So actually I got a 55% chance, I guess. Yeah, because if I roll a 10, I will have passed. Okay, so not too bad. So let's see if they got better things to do. And then yeah. Please come on. Oh no, I'm so unlucky. 2 again. I don't know if you can see the results. Let me put the dice up here. All right, so no, of course not. Damn. I mean, this is something that I also experience when I'm playing off camera during my solo sessions. I seem to be cursed by bad luck when I play solo. and I also have a group. We regular or we semi regular play also as a group. I got some friends, and we also play Star Wars, but not a role-playing game. We play Imperial Assault campaign at the moment, and there usually I'm pretty lucky when it comes to rolling the dice. But when I play solo, I always like have a hard time getting over 10 with 1d20. All right, so but that's just a side note. All right, so of course they want to inspect my cargo manifest. Well, let's see this manifest of yours that you had there. We already determined that the quality was not so great. They got a +1 wisdom, and it's got a quality of 5. They only need a 6, but I still have a slight chance. 7, 8. All right, it's 8. So of course it's over the quality, but it's not like. But of course it looks suspicious. I don't know, but here, take a look. So he passes the pet to his colleague. I don't know. This doesn't look really official to me. So I just play dumb. What do you mean it doesn't look official to you? This is the manifest I was handed by the guy I was supposed to transport the cargo for. I mean, these are the standard cargo manifest forms and documents issued by the Bureau of Trade and Regulations. Yeah, but I don't know. Did you fill these out yourself or what? I think we gotta take this back to the station and take you with us and try to get to the bottom of this. Officers, please. You know where I'm docked. You got my ID. I'm not going anywhere. Can we please do this at a later time? I mean, I will come by the station, let's say in 2 hours. I just got to take care of some personal business. Like I said, I wanted to visit a relative. So, yeah, let me just handle some personal stuff, and then I will be at the station in 2 hours. I'm not going anywhere. Why can't you just call your relative? Explain the situation to him. I think we have to insist. Damn. All right, then please give me at least some privacy here, and while I do make my personal call. Yeah, all right, go ahead. All right, so I leave them in the cargo hold and head towards my captain's quarters. Damn, I'm in a real tight spot here now. Oh, what should I do? What should I do? I need some form of distraction. Damn, no, I can't think of anything. Alright, I just gotta go through with it, I guess. I mean, if no, it doesn't make sense. Alright, no, well, whatever. Let's just hope for the best. Maybe I gotta pay a fine or I'm free to go. Okay, so alright. So I get back to the security guys. All right, it's all settled. We can go to the station. Yeah, fine. Okay. So we go to the station. Of course, I still lock the ship behind me, and yeah, we head for a local security office where I'm put into an interview room, and yeah. They will thoroughly inspect my papers, and then they come back to me Well, we got bad news. This cargo manifest that you got there seems like a forgery. A forgery? I try to act very surprised. No way. Damn, this guy ripped me off. Yeah. Alright, so since this cargo manifest is a forgery, I assume that all those I'm looking for the English word here, all those declarations you made or that are listed here regarding tariffs and taxes are also false. So we need to open the crates and inspect the cargo, and then we will have, well, we got to deduct those tariffs again, and of course you need to tell us who exactly was your employer so that we can conduct proper investigations. Okay, whatever. But like I said, I don't have access. I can't open the canisters, and you need some proper tools to open them. Oh yeah, we got the tools that we need. Don't worry about it. Okay, so yeah, they take some tools that are made especially to override locks, and we head back to the ship. And while we're at it, I'm trying to gauge if they might be looking for the English word here again. Receptive, I think, is the word for some sort of little bribe, but from how they acted so far, I doubt it. So let me just make a quick wisdom check. And let's say it's not that easy. It's DC 15. And because I try to read these guys, I try to make a guess about if they're receptive or not for a bribe. So yeah, I'm trying to listen to my gut, but I don't really know exactly. 15 plus 1 is 16, and I said it's a DC 15. So yeah. So alright, so how I will do this, I will now ask the game master in the form of Mythic if they are indeed receptive for a bribe, and whatever the answer is how it is, and this is also, of course, but what I know. So let's determine if they would be receptive for a bribe. But I think the way they acted so far, it's rather unlikely, because they were very by the book, but there might be a slim chance. So let's ask the game master, and as always the black die is the first die, and it's unlikely, so it's a 35% chance that it's a yes. 45, damn, almost. So I assume they're not receptive for a bribe, and they actually are also not receptive for a bribe, so I don't try it to get me in even more trouble. So I come to the conclusion, it's better not to try to bribe them. I also don't really have a lot of funds, actually. I mean, I got my 600 I started with, plus 500 I got in advance for the delivery. So that's 1,100 credits, and this is basically it. Okay. So we head back to the ship, and they open the locks. And now the important question is, are there really consumer electronics really in there, or is it actually some form of other, maybe restricted tech, or maybe not even tech altogether, but some form of contraband? Yeah, so this is what I need to determine by asking the game master. All right, so let's recap real quick what we know. So this lady, she tried to double cross me. Maybe there's a smuggling here. I think, I mean, I think it's 50-50. I mean, it can be actually consumer electronics that they just wanted to sneak around customs, or if it's some other form of security tech maybe, or whatever. So I just say it's 50-50. So if the answer is yes, it is just normal consumer electronics, and if it's no, it is something else which causes more trouble. So yes means consumer electronics. Yes, thank God. 15. Almost even an exceptional yes, but it's a very clear yes. All right, so they open up the crates, and for once I'm lucky, and it's just normal off the shelves of the rack standard consumer electronic entertainment tech stuff. No contraband, no wishy-washy whatsoever, just consumer electronics. All right, so these indeed are consumer electronics. They open up one box to make a little on the spot check, but even if they open one of the boxes in the canisters, it is consumer electronics. Let's say one canister with high-end video displays, another canister with entertainment software, whatever. So this at least all seems in order. Alrighty, so I mean, if the guy that hired you just wanted to ship consumer electronics, why did he forge the manifest? Well, anyways, I think what we have here is a classic form of attempted tax and customs evasion. So what we will do is we will recalculate or calculate the tariffs, and we will add a little fine, and you just got to make a statement about your employer, and then you're good to go. And we will pass this information on to the system to the security in the system you originated from. Okay. So he makes some calculations, and let's say I gotta pay. Let's keep it interesting. Let's say it's 3d6. So if I'm lucky, I can pay it. If I'm unlucky, I can't. I mean, it's 20 tons. And yeah. 800 credits. Seems actually not that much. All right, so let's just say it's 500 tariffs, and but no, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I try for things to make sense in the game world as well. And why would somebody hire a guy for 4,000 credits to pass stuff through customs if it's only no, that doesn't really make sense. So, all right, so I got to remind this. It's got to make sense. So let's say it's like, what would be reasonable? I mean, if it's like, it also can't be too high, because then it wouldn't you can't sell the stuff, because the customer, he wouldn't pay that much. But maybe I'm also overthinking things. All right, let's just say it's 2,000. 2,000 seems reasonable. 2,000 credits. It's like for every 10 tons, it would be 1,000, so it's 100 credits a ton. So yeah, 2,000. Yeah, because you can't really look at it like I did, because they needed to get the cargo transported anyway. So even legal cargo with tariffs and everything paid, you got to pay the guy who transports it. So, but if you can save 2,000, that's still okay. So I just roll with it. I don't want to overthink it. So it's 100 credits a ton. 10 tons, 1,000. I got 20 tons, so it's 2,000 in tariffs, customs, and fines that I need to pay. All right, so that'll be 2,000 that I'm afraid we got to get from you. All right. I only got 1,100 here now that I can give you right away. And then I need a couple of days to get the rest. I'm sorry, but otherwise I can't pay. Well, if you can't pay, what we do is we will seize the cargo until you pay, and then we will release the cargo back to you. So you don't need to give us any money now. You can keep your 1,100. We will seize the cargo, and when you get the 2,000, we will release the cargo to you. This is how it will go. All right. As always, a pleasure to interact with local security. Hey, we're just doing our job here. All right, so you know where to find us. Oh, and but we still need to get your statement. All right, so they take me to the station. I got to make a statement. I will shorten this. I will make a statement, and I will, since I suspect that I was double-crossed, I don't really know much, so I will just say what happened. I will leave the Rhodian out of it, of course, so I tell them that I was just contracted by a SABREC over the normal notice board freight captain looking for job channels, and she handed me the cargo and the papers. I didn't really get her name, and she told me to contact her when I arrive in system, which I didn't do so far. And all right, so they ask me to hand over the contact details that I got from her. Damn. Oh, see, I'm in a real difficult situation here now. I mean, I can make up some contact details, but they will pretty soon realize that it doesn't check out, and then I'm in a tight spot again. I can give them the contact details, then they of course know everything went south. I mean, my first job, and it still went really south. I mean, damn. But all right, but I gotta keep myself out of jail. That's my primary goal, because I don't really want to. I mean, this is local security. I don't really want any of this stuff getting into the empire. I mean, I really want to avoid any detailed investigation into my person, of course, and I want to avoid any imperial entanglements. So, I don't know. I just, I mean, fuck it. I mean, I gotta just, I tell him. So I give him the contact details that I got. And then I'm free to go. All right, so I give him the contact details. I'm free to go. Damn. That went south real quick. But at least I'm not in jail. I'm not yet in the imperial systems. And I still got my ship. Could have been much worse. All right. But I mean, this deal is done. It's over. So I will of course not pay them the 2,000 to Otherwise, wait a minute. I could pay them 2,000, get the cargo, leave the system. I mean, I consider this deal is done. Leave the system with 20 tons of entertainment electronics in my cargo hold that I might sell to someone someplace else and just put the money in my pocket. And that's it. Never set foot on this planet again. Never set foot on, let's just look up where I came from, on the main again. And so I can at least make some money out of it. But it's also difficult because I need to find a buyer. I really don't know. But I think I need a drink first and then decide. All right, so on the way back to my ship, I decide to make a short detour into the spacer section. So the spacer section is usually the area around the starport, which also, at least in larger cities, features all of the facilities and necessities a spacer needs if they do not really want to make the big trip through the entire city and get their affairs settled quickly. Usually everything is a little bit more expensive in the spacer section, but it's also convenient because you got a lot of things in one place. And so I just enter a bar in the spacer section on the way to my docking bay. Just, I don't know, the first bar that comes along. Don't really think about it. Sit down at the bar, order an ale, have a drink, and really try to think this through once more. Well, I really think the best course of action, I don't know. You know what? I will let fate decide. I'm going to toss a coin. Heads, I just leave without the cargo. Tails, I try to get 2,000 to get the cargo back, leave, and try to sell these 20 tons on my own account to put the money in my pocket. All right, this is what I do. So this D6 will represent the coin. 1, 2, 3, I just leave without the cargo. 4 to 6, I try to get 2,000 to get the cargo and try to sell it on my own. Four, 5, 6, which means I try to get 2,000 to get the cargo back to sell it on my own. All right. So I finish my ale. I flip the coin. All right. Cargo it is. I need to get 900 credits somehow. 900 credits. Maybe the easiest way would be to gamble, but it's of course not a sure thing. Yeah, you know what? Why not? It can't get much worse than it already is. So I leave the bar and head into a casino. I assume there's also a casino. I mean, it's a 12 million people metropolis, and we're in the spacer section. So there's got to be some sort of casino or gambling den. But like I said in my very first episode, I need to check for random encounters whenever I change locations. Actually, I should have made a check also from the station to the bar, but never mind. So now I'm leaving the bar and heading towards a casino or try to find a casino, so I will just roll 2d10, and if I roll doubles, a random encounter occurs. No random encounter. So I enter and head into a casino. Alright, so now what I like to do when I play solo, I try to come up with different little games of chance that I can actually play. And one thing that I like is like a little guessing game, which is I bet a wager, and then I gotta, basically it's almost like roulette, but just with a 10-sided die. So I gotta pick a number, or I gotta make a wager for a number, and then I roll a d10. And if I roll the number, I get 10 times my wager. But if it's not the number, my wager is gone. So this is what I will do. So I head into a casino, and I will do this off camera. I don't want to bore you with it, but I will then summarize the interaction with the security guards in my journal, so that for next time I can quickly refresh my memory, and also that my campaign journal is complete. So I will just do this off camera, and I'm in the casino now, in a gambling den, and I'm using this d10, and I'm betting a wager of 100 credits, because that would be actually enough. So I got 1,000 left, and I say 3. No, 4. 4 is my lucky number, 4. So I got 100 down on 4. Damn, 8. So I'm losing, or I lost my 100 credits. So damn, let's do it again. 100, and my lucky number stays 4. Damn. All right, 800. Not really my game, but this is how it goes if you go into a casino, right? Alrighty. One more try. 700. And I stick with 4. Lucky number 4. Oh, 8 again. Alright, so damn, this didn't work out. So I'm playing 3 rounds at the casino, and yeah, I'm pretty unlucky, and I got a feeling that for today my luck has run out, so I decide to call it a night actually, and head back to my ship, which means I need to make another random encounter check. Okay, no doubles, so nothing happens. So I arrive at my ship, but I also forgot to track the time. So let's say I arrived in system, just make something up, at 2d600 hours. I arrived in system at 2 a.m. local time. All right, so that was a little night shift, and all the security stuff, I mean, they're on they got shifts, so that doesn't matter. All the security stuff, let's say it took like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. So it's 6 in the morning, So I'm pretty beat. I wasn't, let's say it's 8 in the morning now. I'm really beat. Spent most of the night at the station, lost in the casino, and then at 8 a.m. I head back to my ship. Just wanted to leave something out here to summarize. So at 800 hours, back to ship. Sleep till noon. And then I'll see what the day brings. Okay. All right, so it's noon, and I'm even more credits short than I was, and I got the feeling this is not going anywhere. So you know what? I actually didn't want to do it because I wanted to keep my identity out of any official records, but I think the safest way to make some money now in my situation is actually to take a standard drop point delivery contract. A little OOC here for those of you that are not familiar with the term. So a drop point delivery is basically established concept. There's a source book, of course, for the D6 system, which is called Tramp Freighters, a Galaxy Guide. I don't know which number, Tramp Freighters. And they're this, basically those drop point delivery contracts are supposed to be a story tool to get players from A to B if they got a tramp freighter, but they can make a little money. It is so that you transport cargo, legal cargo in bulk, and it's paid like anywhere from 5 to 10 credits per ton. And it is calculated per day. So, and it is 1 day to load the cargo and leave the system. Then the travel time plus another day to get from the jump point at the destination system down to the planet and unload. So you got 2 days plus travel time, and travel time for drop point delivery contracts is calculated with a hyperdrive multiplier of ×2. So if your ship is faster, you're lucky because you can, of course, you're quicker, but you still get paid as if you were slower. But if you are slower, if you got like ×2.5 or ×3, you basically you don't get paid more because you take longer. It's just your problem. So these drop point delivery contracts are easy to get. Basically, they're job boards. They're official contracts from companies that need smaller cargoes or smaller amounts of cargo transported to maybe out of the way systems, or where there's not a regular route or a bulk freighter going. So this is an easy way to make a little money as a tramp freighter captain, and also of course provides opportunity for adventure because you're traveling, and of course you always have the opportunity that you discover something or whatever. But of course it's sort of official, but I'm confident because my identity hold up this inspection. And so I'm also just starting out as a smuggler. I'm not really experienced, as you can see also from my background. So I think I will do that. I just let the cargo be. Fate maybe has other plans, and I decide to get a drop point delivery contract, which is pretty straightforward. So then next day I leave my ship, and those larger shipping companies, they got offices or mission boards basically, where you can can browse through available drop point delivery contracts and pick one. So I don't really want to overcomplicate this. What I usually do when I play off camera, I just with a percentile die determine the amount of tons that need to be transported. So I'm just taking a generic drop point delivery contract now. Okay, so 03 doesn't really make a lot of sense. Nobody would transport only 3 tons, so let's change this around to 30, so 30 tons. And I said anywhere from 5 to 10 credits, so it's 1d6 plus 4 credits per ton. Alright, so 9 credits per ton. Alrighty, so next day at noon. At noon, get drop point delivery. 30 tons at 9 credits equals, yeah, I think 270 if I'm not, no way, or 2000. I gotta admit, alright, so 10 times would be, yeah, 300, so 9 times 270 credits. 270 credits per day. It's 1 day. Alright, so let's put this down. 270 day. 1 day to load, 1 day to unload, and now I need to determine exactly where I need to go, and this is where my generic travel map comes back into the game that I'm looking for right now at the moment. Just 1 second. Where is it? Damn, where is it? It is. It can only be an hour. Wait. All right, I can't find it. I don't want to. So I just determine it's a 3d6 hour trip times hyperdrive multiplier. All right, so that's 9, 10, 11 hours times 2. That's 22 hours, which is 1 day. So 22 hours, so it's 1 day to unload, 1 day to load, and 1 travel day. So that's 3 days, 270 credits times 3. That is 600, 210. That's 810 credits, if I'm not mistaken. I will check this off camera. So 810 credits. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better than nothing. I take it. So it's 11 hours times 2, 22 hours. Okay. Yeah, so I'm taking a drop point delivery contract, which is actually pretty well paid, 9 credits a ton, but only 30 tons, for a company that distributes fertilizer. Just as say they distribute fertilizer, and the destination system is also in the mid-rim, and it's yeah, a 1 day flight. So usually in these drop point delivery contracts, it is common that the pilot gets half on departure and a voucher for the other half at the destination, and where it is then picked up by a corporate official. So if you want to read up on this, it's Galaxy Guide, I don't know what the number is, Tramp Freighters, where you can find this drop point delivery system. Like I said, for the D6 system, they created a lot of lore, a lot of source books on bounty hunter guilds, privateering everything basically. Yeah. All right, so I'm taking a drop point delivery contract. So the cargo is loaded, and then I launch. Wait a minute. Do I even get clearance? Because, well, but why not? I mean, I'm done with the investigation, and they got the cargo, and they don't really care when I pick up the cargo or if I pick up the cargo. I mean, they got the cargo, and if I bring them 2,000, they will release it to me, and if not, they will keep it. And I think after a while, they will just like sell it and use the money in as income for the government system, whatever. So let's all right. Let's ask the game master, do I even get clearance? But I assume it is very likely because of what I just said. So, but things can still go south. Okay, 52. So I'm lucky. So it's a yes. So I do get clearance, even though I got basically an outstanding, not really a fine, but they still have cargo seized. And all right, so I get clearance and I head for the jump point in system, which is just one coordination set out of the gravity well. And let's just see if anything happens while I'm heading for the jump point. Nope. So I make the calculations for the jump, and I said it's the unmodified, the difficulty is the unmodified travel time, so that is 11, and it's an intelligence. Six plus 3, so of course I fail. I also used the wrong die. This is usually my enemy die. So what I ruled, this is a slight miscalculation, which means I make another encounter check. So I said for every beginning 10 hours, it is 1 encounter check. So that will be 2 encounter checks. And now it's 3 encounter checks because of this astrogation mishap. So let's see if anything happens during hyperspace. First, of course, first encounter check doubles. So yes, we will have an encounter in hyperspace. Yeah. Let me just jot this down real quick. 3 encounter checks. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and I checked the first one and already an encounter, which I usually abbreviate by just putting an either and a colon for encounter, and then I need to determine what exactly happens. And for that, we turn to our discover meaning table, and I'm again going to roll on the action table. 75, an NPC, okay. And 93, stop. NPC stop, or stop NPC, or stop by an NPC. Of course, I'm stopped. Or stop because of an NPC, so this is usually what I do then. I put down stop and NPC, or what I wrote, NPC stop. And then I'm thinking of a meaning and I interpret it and put it down. But I mean, all right, this, okay, I got 2 options here. I got 2 options. First option is negative. I am stopped by an NPC, some sort of piracy, that because they pirate well-known hyperspace routes. Or the other one is an NPC is requesting a stop, because he needs assistance because of technical difficulties or technical difficulties or some sort of distress. So this is what I will determine. 1, 2, 3, it's negative, it's an attack. 4, 5, 6, it might be positive if somebody requests me to stop because of an emergency. And of course, it's a 1. It's a 1. So once again, I'm unlucky. All right, so I put down stopped by pirates. And it's an NPC. Let's get some more information about this NPC to get some more background. I've not encountered him yet, but it'll be a Twi'lek, female or male. Even is always female. All right, a female Twi'lek is the pirate, or the NPC is a female Twi'lek. And let's see if indeed, well, I already determined that it's negative, but let's roll on the class table real quick. It fits, a scoundrel. All right, so female Twi'lek, scoundrel, and she is plowing these hyperspace lanes. So this is also in the Privateer's book, also created for the D6 system. One method is for pirates to move large objects like asteroids with a tractor beam into the path of known hyperspace lanes, so that they create mass shadows and force a hyperspace or hyperdrive shutdown. This is the same principle an Interdictor class cruiser uses from the Empire. They project gravity wells, but of course pirates, they don't have this kind of tech, so they rely on cruder methods, and this is basically this actually blocking of hyperspace routes. And this is detailed, I think, in Pirates and Privateers, the source book, if you want to look it up. I mean, these D6 source books are hard to get, and I won't point you here to any piracy sites, but they're hard to get in hard copy, but you can find them if you look for them. And yeah, so there you can read up on this kind of thing. All right, so while I'm traveling through hyperspace, heading for the destination system, suddenly my hyperdrive safety kicks in. Jolt goes through the ship, and I revert back into real space. And in front of me, a large asteroid looms and races, or I'm racing towards it. So at the very last second, I can make an evasive maneuver and pass this asteroid. But that was the distraction the pirate needed as it makes it approach. And here we will end this session for today and continue this next time here on Solo Spelunking. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did enjoy it and you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to the channel, because I would really like to see this channel grow. I mean, it's fun, and I would really like to see it going someplace. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy. If you want to give me any helpful advice or tips or whatever, just leave a comment. I would like to interact with you guys. And yeah, I will see you next time. And have a nice evening.